Hey, what's up, AIA? This is Irby down here at the University of Georgia. Here with my boy Keyshawn Smith.
Hello, my name's Keyshawn. I run track and field at the University of Georgia.
Yeah, Keyshawn's an 800 guy. Sometimes we call it Georgia 800U. But anyway, hey, I'm super proud of this guy. I know that we know how it is. We try not to pick favorites, but Keyshawn's been one of my favorite guys that I've been working with for a while. So he's got a beautiful smile. And anyway, so I'll tell you just a little bit of the background on Keyshawn. So Key got here when he was a freshman and started coming to the Bible study that we did. And one night after Bible study, I asked Key if he wanted to get together with Luke and I. Luke's actually the guy filming us right now. But so we went and met and just really went through the gospel. And you gave your life to Christ with us, which was a pretty cool thing. So then you kind of got plugged in. You've been involved with leadership with us for like the past year or so. So we've been going through this book called The Gospel-Centered Life, and we've been talking about how as the gospel does things in us, it then does things through us. So as we were talking about that, Keyshawn really had one guy that kind of was on his heart, a guy named Jeremy. So Key, why don't you kind of talk about what God was doing in your heart and kind of like how that conversation led you outward to talk to Jeremy?
Well, as we continue going through the gospel-centered life, it really got upon me to, I want to share this love that I've been learning about that, God has shown us, and I want to share it with my teammates. And I feel like what better way to do it than to do someone that kind of looks up to me, a training partner. I'm a senior, he's a freshman, and I feel like he could do a good example in his life. So I ended up inviting my friend Jeremy to church. It took maybe 3 weeks, some on my part, some on his part. But we got him there 3 weeks, and the first week he gave his life to Christ. I'm just really excited about it and able to show, the love God has shown me.
Yeah. So that kind of really like sparked kind of a fire and passion in you. And so when Keyshawn told me that story the next week, I was super pumped. And then one of the things that he asked me was he said he wanted to grow in what? I'll let you say it, not me.
He's sharing my faith with non-believers.
Yeah, and so that's not something I initiated with him, something God was doing in his heart. So we haven't been using the terminology of kind of becoming a ministering disciple, but that's what we're working towards. So right now we're really working on Keyshawn sharing his faith, and we're going to be soon kind of going into sharing your testimony and then like learning how to disciple somebody as well. But this past week we really talked about what successful evangelism was. And so what was something that you really kind of took from that conversation and was really meaningful for you?
Well, I'll finally kind of start the background of it. When we talked, I just learned this is just about me initiating my faith, like through the Holy Spirit working within me, and kind of leaving the rest up to God. So just knowing I did my part, sharing my faith, and just praying about it later, kind of following up with the individual, and just hoping that God would do His work.
Yeah. So I asked Keyshawn to start the conversation. I said, hey, what is successful? How would you know if you were successful sharing your faith with somebody? And what was your answer initially?
My first answer was they gave their life to Christ when they came to church.
Yeah. And so like that would be great and that would be a success, but we really kind of talked through like that's something that's not in our control. And that really seemed to kind of alleviate some pressure with you. And so after our last weekly meeting, you had a conversation with several guys that were kind of challenging for you to have conversations with. And so you don't necessarily have to go into what those conversations were, but how did that kind of just maybe help you feel like, man, this is something I can do. Like I can talk to these guys about Jesus.
Well, it was ironic, we kind of really went in depth that afternoon, and then in the evening I got a great opportunity to talk to a couple of my teammates, other athletes at UGA, kind of about God and my faith, and kind of lead them in the right direction and just show them what it's really about. So I think I was able to like show them that love and help them just really understand kind of what me and Irby have been going through this whole year about living a gospel-centered life.
Yeah. So we're in the process of training Keyshawn to be a ministering disciple. I'm excited because it's something that God's really been working in him. So we're working towards that, and we're already seeing some fruit from the stuff that God's been doing in and through Keyshawn. So Key, we appreciate you, man. And AIA, hope y'all are encouraged by this. See ya.
Go Dogs.